Well, ladies and gentlemen, album review tonight. We're doing a little Britny Fox. We're on Sports and Songs Podcast, Season 4, Episode number 51. This is the Songs edition, Andy.
That would make great walk-up music, I think.
Yes, it's got that galloping guitar.
Yeah, that'd be great walk-up.
Very good. We've never done this album.
Shout out to Pat Cheetah, your new
We've never done Britny Fox before. Now,
no.
I want to bring up the album cover for those who don't know what we're even talking about.
Yeah. Shame on you, first of all.
You will remember this album cover, right?
Yeah. Look at that hair.
This was 1988.
Look at the hairspray. Oh, my God.
It's Britny, no E, just N-Y. Britny Fox, 4 grown men.
I'll stop you right there. The reason why they're named Britny Fox.
Yes, why is that?
Dizzy Dean Davidson was going through his family lineage when he was a young lad and came across someone in their family named Britny Fox, and he thought, that'd make a great name for a band one day. Ta-da!
See, I didn't even know that, but
you learned something already in the first minute of the show. Yeah,
we're here for education, and Andy, you'll have more information here on this album than I do. I remember the album coming out. I remember some of the big songs. I never owned it, never bought it. But they were kind of has been, and it kind of flew under the radar. But they've got some good music.
Yep.
And some talented guys. And, this album came out. This is Britny Fox. It was their debut album by the American glam metal band. Britny Fox, released June of 1988 on Columbia Records. Contains the hit song Long Way to Love, Girl School, and the power ballad Save the Week. Andy, this album went gold.
Yep. Yes, it did.
So here's the band members, and you can provide a little more color around this. I don't know any of these guys, but lead vocals, Dizzy Dean Davidson.
Yes.
Lead guitar, Michael Kelly Smith.
Yep.
Bass was done by Billy Childs, and drums, Johnny D on the drums. So what happened to these four? What happened? I don't recall hearing these guys.
They went through a few different drummers to start with. The band originally started with Tony Destra on drums. And Tony Destra and Michael Kelly Smith were in another band that hadn't made it quite big yet called Cinderella.
Okay.
Something happened there. They left. They'd heard of Dizzy Dean. They found a bass player last minute, Billy Childs. And funny, to this day, Billy Childs is the only one left in the band.
The last guy added.
And now goes by Billy Childs, Britny Fox, if you see him playing at your local Indian casino somewhere.
Okay. So we're talking earlier about this album cover. Kind of looks like night songs from Cinderella.
Yeah, they got the same pose.
Same pose, same photo. It looks almost exactly the same. They're both based in Philadelphia. So this is a Philly-based band.
Yep.
And here's the tracks from this debut. It's the album is called Britny Fox, self-titled debut. It's called, first song, Girl School. They've got some fun hard rock and songs.
That was a fun video to watch.
Yes, and they were, they made it, 88. There were videos. They were involved in the MTV. These guys were in the mix. First song, Girl School. Next song, Long Way to Love. This was the first song. The first single released was Long Way to Love, released in July of 88. Next song is Kick and Fight. Now, Tony Destra was a writer on that song.
Kick and Fight's an all right song. Yeah, it's kind of a ballady song. Next
song is Save the Week, which was the third release. This was the ballad. This is the power ballad, Save the Week. And then last song on the first side is Fun in Texas. Then the last tracks are called Rock Revolution. Next one is Don't Hide. Next song is a Slade cover song called Goodbye Jane. Goodbye to Jane,
yes.
Goodbye to Jane. So they did a cover, a pretty good, I listened to it today, pretty good version of that song. Yep. The next song is In America. Tony Destra also was a good credited as a writer for that song, In America. That was released as a demo, I guess, in 1986 when these guys were first kind of hitting the ground. 1986, In America was a demo. And then they released it here. Hold On was the final song. So 10 songs. We've got some ballads in there. Some ballads. Dizzy Dean Davidson wrote all the track, except for the exceptions there. 4 guys in the band. It's considered glam metal. The studio they use was the Warehouse Studios in Philadelphia. It's considered glam. It's 45 minutes, 11 seconds long, produced by John Jansen. And so anything more on this, Andy, I don't know John Jansen.
No, not familiar with his work. Not like I haven't heard it, but his name doesn't pop out to me.
If you go back and listen to the songs, it sounds fresh. It sounds, today, it even sounds current today. Now, when you got this and you were out buying the singles,
I had the cassette.
You were a big fan.
Yeah. Don't Hide and Hold On. I could skip those songs and not lose any sleep, but the other 8 were really good. A lot of them got replayed over and over. And they were all good driving songs. Kind of got you going in the car a little bit, bopping along. Had to watch your speed. The Goodbye to Jane, the cover song by Slade. When I first heard the tape, I usually go through a tape and I listen to both sides, listen all real quick one time. Okay. And that song Goodbye to Jane just hit me right off the bat. It's like, okay, this is like my favorite song on this tape, period.
Okay.
And then when I found out later, I listened to it once and I started, you open up the cassette and read all the stuff inside. Oh my God, it's a Slade cover. No wonder I liked it because I'm a big Slade guy.
Okay.
Everybody goes, oh, Slade, they suck. Well, if you like Quiet Riot, you like Slade, okay? Because Quiet Riot's first 2 songs were Slade covers.
Okay.
But anyway, they didn't really change the song too much from Slade's version, so I kind of respected that. Maybe a little bit louder and a little bit more screamy, but they didn't change it. Girl School is a good song. The video is kind of a MTV kind of funny video in a way, I thought. Long Way to Love. Dizzy Dean really does his vocals good on that one. He does the screaming a little bit, then he's got the song part a little bit. Same guy, and we can go back and forth. Very impressive. Rock Revolution, skipping over to the second side, very good song. That in America, I think, are very underrated songs. Very good songs. One thing I did not know about this album, I was looking at it. This album was Rolling Stones number 38 on their 50 greatest hair metal bands or hair metal albums of all time.
Okay.
When I first read that, I thought 38, no way, they weren't that good. Then I got thinking about going, God, I can't think of 50 hair, off the top of my head. I'd have to stop and think about it. So I think that might be a mission of ours, Dan, to come up with our 50 greatest hair metal albums of all time.
Yes.
That might be a holiday filler we have to do in one time, but
top 50,
they were number 38 on that. And top 50 glam metal albums of all time by Metal Rules publication, it was number 44. So they had their thing. They did their 3 albums. I got the first and the third one. Bite Down Hard was the third one. Boys in Heat, I never got that one. Kind of came out too fast. And again, this came out in 85. Every week there's a hair metal album coming out. So
88. This was
88. I mean, yep. There's hair metal bands coming out all the time. Hair bands were kind of starting to die off there too towards the end because grunge was catching on. So a lot of the hair metal bands coming out at the end were their greatest hits. One More Shot, they're kind of putting a live one out, so people were buying that instead. So new albums were falling off, but this one kind of gave hair metal, I thought, a nice little close to its chapter in the 80s, if you will.
No.
I could have bookended.
And what do you think of Michael Kelly Smith on lead guitar?
I like his guitar work. He's very good. Jeff LaBar replaced him in Cinderella. Both very good guitarists. I like LaBar a little bit better. Not a 1A, 1-1A, but kind of like a 1-2, an easy 1-2. But he's still a very good guitarist. If I had to, off the top of my head, was he a top 5 hair band guitarist, Michael Kelly Smith? I could argue him in the top 5. I could see an argument for him in the top 5. Billy Childs on bass was just your basic hair band bassist. Nothing really blew me away on him. He just was par for the course. And of course, he's the only guy left. So
now, Michael Kelly Smith, a couple of the songs that I listened to today while doing the review, there's some good solo
Yeah.
work. Yeah, this guy's pretty talented. And once again, this is 1988. I don't even remember, listening to how good the guitar work was back then. One thing I did see on the notes is that once again the comparison to Cinderella, the lead singer Dizzy Dean has a raspy kind of a voice like Tom Kiefer. I mean, it's very similar. Did they get any flack, from trying to sound like Cinderella, or didn't they, and they just ended up sounding like them?
A little bit of the time they did. They'd get a little beef from people here and there. But not too much that I heard. I mean, it was big MTV stuff, so you just had big hair and you sounded cool, so they didn't care. There was nothing between the bands, no like, hey, you're copying us image between the bands. I don't think, because everybody was doing it then.
Yeah, they really were. There was so much of it, and we couldn't, listening, it was hard to even keep up with all this. But that's the review on Britny Fox. Any closing thoughts on this? I know you like the band. Anything else here before we jump into the news?
Listen to them again for the first time. If look them up on Spotify, check them out. And really, like I said, listen to them. And listen to, like you said, the guitar work on there. Listen to the vocal changes and stuff on some of the songs. Very good, very clean. I don't want to say perfectionist type clean, but just good, clean transitions. Very underrated album.
Yes, that was one of the comments I saw most frequently, just flipping through some of the YouTube videos of this, reading the comments below saying underrated album, underrated band. And
yeah.
I believe that. I believe that. All right, I'm going to bring up
my
information here, Andy,
yeah.
and we'll close down this Britny Fox album cover. That was pretty interesting. It's like a little hidden gem there.
This exact day, November 1st, in music history. Not this week, but this exact day, here's some things. 1969, Elvis Presley's Suspicious Minds hits #1 in America, giving him his first chart topper since Good Luck Charm in 1962, and it turned out to be his last #1 hit in the U.S. Suspicious Minds. Very good song. 2005, Black Sabbath is inducted in the UK Music Hall of Fame by Brian May of Queen. The band plays Paranoid at the ceremony, and Ozzy moons the crowd, feeling they weren't rocking hard enough.
Perfect.
1975, at the Labor Temple in Minneapolis, the band Faces plays their last concert. Lead singer Rod Stewart is already well into his solo career, and guitarist Ron Wood has been playing with the Rolling Stones for months.
Now, Andy, where is the Labor? Where was that?
I was afraid you're going to ask. I have no clue.
I have no clue what that is, and I've never actually heard of it before. But
please leave your comments below on where the hell the Labor Temple is.
The Labor Temple. What kind of a venue that was?
That sounds like an odd religion or something. We go to the Labor Temple.
Yes.
The PMRC, Parental Advisory Explicit Lyrics, 1985. The Recording Industry Association of America agrees with some demands made by the PMRC, Tipper Gore and her friends. As a result, any label deemed to contain offensive lyrics must be issued with a warning label, or lyrics must be printed on the sleeve. Most record companies go with the labels, which didn't seem to hurt sales. Idiots.
Yes.
Now, I was looking at the Billboard 200 today. And of course, I just picked out 3 of them because, not picking a scab, but just going to say it again. The Billboard 200 today is not what we had when we were kids.
Yes.
Because it was a song that was released. And I'm not picking on her, just using her as an example because she's a prime example of it. Taylor Swift has a new album come out. It has 10 songs, and 7 are in the top 10. Because your album goes to Spotify. You don't really release a song. It's all based on Spotify airplay.
Okay.
Or over-the-air airplays, too, on that way. So it's not just radio where you release one song and that's it. But I picked out 3 that kind of would be in our genre, people we've mentioned on the show in the past, stuff like that. At number 3, the Rolling Stones. With their new song debuts at number 3 on the charts. Cher has a Christmas album out, so her song Christmas. That album. debuts at number 32. Because it was Halloween, Michael Jackson's Thriller was at number 78.
Wow.
Last week it was number 81 up to number 78, which makes it 597 weeks it's been on the charts. Jeez. Peaked at number 1 at one time.
Oh, my God.
But this time of year, that always comes back up to be up there, you know. So, because I know he needs the money real bad. Medina Sports Entertainment, home of Robert's Bar and Restaurant. And again, like we've said before, stay for the concert, then go to the Medina Inn next door and get a room. This weekend, Friday night, November 3rd, our friends Def Legend will be there with our friends Heartless opening up. Mention our names. They'll just give you a blank stare, but mention our names anyway to them.
Yes. You know, these guys, we saw them previously at the same exact venue with the same
about a year ago.
Great bands. Def Legend, once again, from the Texas area. Yeah. One of the best Def Leppard tribute bands that there is, and Heartless, one of the best Heartless cover tribute bands that there is. So
Carrie's wrapping it up in a month too. So
yeah, Carrie, the lead singer, this is she's got less than a month to go here. So always a treat to see her belt out some Ann Wilson.
Yeah, I think Def Leppard saw them back in March. So yeah, they've been here. They come up a couple, 3 times a year. So catch them if you can. Hairball, December 9th at Medina. With the White Keys. I know nothing about the White Keys. So I'll do some research on that and see what they're all about.
Okay. Hairball, always good.
Yes. XL Energy Center, November dates. The 13th, Aerosmith was postponed. If you haven't heard that already, that was a while ago. But just a reminder, in case you're going through your calendar going, oh, yeah, I got that Aerosmith concert coming up on the 13th. No, you don't. It was postponed. Then that weekend, November 17, 18, the Eagles are in town at the X.
Back-to-back nights.
Back-to-backs. And that's all I got, man. Kind of short and sweet. Short and sweet. And well, that's really the only concerts at the X right now because it's tournament time coming up there for a volleyball and stuff like that, and hanging out there, and Disney on Ice and all those other fun things about the X. And
winter things. All these winter things will happen. All the indoor concerts now will kick into high gear. The outdoor concerts are done. The amphitheater is done. All these things kicking into high gear. It will be interesting to see if you get a chance. Def Leppard, a Def Legend, very good show. But Britny Fox, very interesting band. You know, looking into it again, I always like looking back and doing the research. And you know, that was how many years ago? Still fresh sounding music.
Yep, very good sound. I wouldn't say I like the album. Like I said, I really like the album. I'm gonna do some more digging if it's really top 50 or not. Off the top of my head, it's like, yeah, I suppose, but I have to think about it. But every song's not the same. A lot of these bands go, "Oh, it's a great album." But then the more you listen to it, it's really one big song for 48 minutes. You know, they don't change. This one changes. This is different. This is really good. So
good stuff there.
Good stuff. I hate the comparison, but if you like Cinderella, you'll like Britny Fox. There, I said it.
Yeah, fair enough. And also a reminder to leave your comments and requests and suggestions down in the comments section. Feel free to share, like, and subscribe. We'll have some new. Say,
smash that button to get notifications. You heard that on some guys. Yeah.
Smash that like button and the subscribe. Okay. That's awesome. Next week is our anniversary. We'll be doing another brand new album here to start off our season 5.
One that 5. When you guys hear it, you're going to say, about time you do that one.
Yeah, we've already got it picked out. It's so many albums. And if we do, we'll do 50 a year. You know, yeah. So you know, we're into the 5th year. A lot of ours this year will be like, well, how come we haven't covered that before? You know, how come it's been 5 years? But we have a lot of those. The queue, our album queue is pretty large, but we got a good one here for next week, and the rest of the winter holiday season should be pretty interesting now.
Yes.
All right, sounds good. Have a good week, everyone.
Bye.